Financially, The 13th Warrior is considered one of the biggest flops in movie history and definitely the biggest one of 1999, but I have been a fan of this film basically since day one, so I had to rewatch it just to see if it still holds up to any standards of modern entertainment. To my surprise, I didn't flinch a bit, and then it dawned on me. I keep watching films like that because of the specific type of plot, when I'm guaranteed to being entertained without, for whatever reason, frying my brain cells out. Hey, I'm Robin, I love history, but I'm bad at watching movies, so here we talk about historical film and TV. Today, let's take a look at some of the elements of well-established, basically classic plot concept that 13th Warrior borrows, what does it do with it, and see if this proven formula has been abandoned in modern cinema. I'm talking specifically about action-adventure type of films with assemble the team concept, and in this particular case, this concept is niched down even further. Robin, what do you mean niche down? Well, you'll see a few examples in a second, and all of them share these three core elements. The assembled team is of the same archetype, the mission is to save or protect someone, and the foe they're facing never takes any prisoners. It all started with Seven Samurai, which is regarded as one of the greatest and most influential films in cinema history. Then the torch got picked up by The Magnificent Seven, similar concept, just different setting. The very first I personally watched of this type was James Cameron's Aliens, which is widely accepted as the best of the franchise. And there are plenty more, but I'm gonna wrap it up with Predator, since it was directed by John McTiernan, who also directed the star of our show. The 13th Warrior doesn't carry any of the drama of Seven Samurai, but it does take a few risks that separate it from its sword-on-sword predecessor. For starters, the number of the members of the team is bumped up, which should work, considering how many casualties we can afford, but I don't think it does. In the final cut, we can't even see all the 12 Vikings volunteering for the job, which bothered me always, frankly. Some of them have more personality than others, and some don't even get one-liners. Good thing they're all wearing different armor, just showing what part of the world they have raided and what kind of foes they have fought. Luckily, that's where Antonio Banderas' character comes in to carry the plot on his shoulders. You cannot help but to root for the guy. A complete misfit by professional culture, he is forced to do what he doesn't want to, doesn't speak the language, everybody makes fun of him, and Vikings don't even bother to remember his full name.
Ahmed ibn Fahlan.
He's the one with the proper hero's journey, with a bonus arc, which is a change in his perception of the Viking culture. Fun fact, the funeral of the Viking chieftain showed in the beginning of the film is an actual event that happened by the river Volga and is described by Ahmad ibn Fadlan, a Muslim diplomat and an expert in Islamic jurisprudence who witnessed it in 922. His documented details are still used almost to the dot every time we want to burn a Viking burial ship for our entertainment. Another thing that works for the movie is savage and more importantly mysterious nature of the threat. For a good half of the movie, neither warriors nor the audience know what exactly are they fighting. Unless as an audience you have read the book it's based on. Imagine you have to go take an exam and you know you're allowed to use pen and a paper or maybe a laptop and you're very good at it, but you have no idea what the exam is on. That's pretty unsettling. The rest is pretty much the same as in other movies of this type. Team thins out as the film progresses, but we get two climaxes. A good thing? Debatable. At least it gives us a chilling Viking prayer that has made it into a pop culture and is very quotable. Now, I cannot comment on legitimacy of the prayer and will totally rely on your research here. The film ended up broken for many reasons, but the plot just works. First, it builds compassion right off the bat without sweating too much. There's no loot to gain in the end like in heist movies, and saving someone is basically a selfless good deed, so we feel good.
There's no unselfish good deed, sorry.
Second, there's an imminent sense of danger and basically a death sentence written on the foreheads of every of the team members. We know it. We just hope if someone we like goes, they will go at least in the most humane way possible. So survival instinct kicks in and that keeps us on the edge of our seats. There is no B or C or any other letter subplot that makes the movie more complicated than it needs to be. There's just mourning for the ones we lost and larger than life standoff that culminates the whole story. And that's it. Who says that something good cannot be simple? Definitely not Albert Einstein. I can't think of anything lately that uses this formula. D&D Honor Among Thieves, it's a heist set in fantasy world with a light humor. Ocean's 11, obviously a heist. Avengers is in a league of its own, and the only TV series that doesn't guarantee sunshine and rainbows for its team members is a Spanish Money Heist. But then again, different reasons for team building there. The important question is there even a place for this kind of simplicity in the modern entertainment? Because if there is, you can throw this type of story in any historical setting that hasn't explored it in this particular way and give us entertainment for the sake of the bloody entertainment. I speak as a boy who grew up fighting with wooden sticks, of course. If you haven't seen the 13th Warrior, you like the plot I just described, and maybe don't care too much that the events described there are primarily fictional, you will be entertained and within the reasonable amount of time, especially by the modern movie standards. Thank you so much for sticking around. I'll see you on the next one.